Cool. So welcome everybody to Heart Place with Nurse Jackie. So most of you know me, you all know me actually, which is quite nice. So just to catch you up, I'm now working in Heart Place fully. All my energy's going into that. Previously I had side hustles of bedside nursing, so now no longer doing that. So I've got this new kind of crafted life of freedom, which I'm loving. And if you follow me on social media, you'll see that I'm thriving from it. Still ebb and flow, still have my moments, but making choices so that when they do come in, I can sit with them and learn and grow from them rather than fight them. So learning to surrender and just grab another surfboard for those waves. So tonight we're going quick, and we're going real quick. It's going to be sharp and to the point, and I think that works really well because then we're not thinking so much. So what we'll do is we'll start just with a little bit of grounding and get us into the room, so and out of kind of what's been happening in the world for us. So if everyone just follows my lead, just to take a breath in first, and when you take that breath in, just breathe in everything that you want to take away from the next 30 minutes, and then take a breath out with everything that you want to let go. That's not serving you. That's not no purpose for you for now. And then what I want you to do is I just want you to put your I'm quite dyslexic with my right and left. Put your right hand on your heart, and if you can just in front, a little bit in front of your third eye, if you can just spin that hand around, and if you're looking at it, it's clockwise. If you've got that wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just, all we're doing is just clearing that third eye, because we really want to open that up to this next activity that we're doing. And then just speed it up, and you might find that you can feel some heat or some tingling. And what we're doing is we're just clearing any debris in that area. And then when you do your next rotation, if you stop and then go the other way, and this time if you just picture that you've got some energy going into that third eye. So we cleared it, and now we're going to put some energy into it. That's it. And then when you get to there, you stop, and then just take a nice deep breath in. Okay, cool. Great. So how we're going to start first is we're going to look at our core values. That's what we're going to do tonight. And then we're going to do one more thing at the end as well. So I've got a wee activity around your core values. So, and I'm going to do it too, because these change, your values do change. So I do mine probably every 6 months, and I find that something new comes in. So this is just a wee activity around that. So if everyone got sort of a pen and paper handy? Yep, cool. So the first prompt that I'm going to give you is think back to a time in your life when everything was going extremely well. What values were operational and all being honoured at this time? So think back to a time in your life when everything was going extremely well. What values were operational and all being honoured at this time? So if you can just jot down some words there. I'm going to do it too. When you've got some words down there, think back to a time when things were not going so well and where you felt you were being taken advantage of And what values do you think were not being honoured? Now think back to a time where you felt you were stuck. What values were missing from your life? You might just start seeing a common words coming through. And then think about your favourite book or movie, and which character do you admire? So my favourite movie is Dirty Dancing. So my core values, and they're coming out the same again, is actually based on Baby. So just have a think of your favourite movie and a character, or it could be a book. Could be a book. And what did you most love about the story? And what core values were being represented? Okay, and answer this question. I would be totally miserable if was missing from my life. I would be totally miserable if was missing from my life. Okay, and then the last one, I experience happiness and fulfillment when ... is operational in my life. So if you get words out there. So you'll find that you're pretty much repeating the same stuff. Actually getting a new word out that I didn't have. Okay, how you're going? Yeah, cool. And are you finding you're getting some common words there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great exercise, and you want to try and get about 4 or 5 words. And then this is your core values. And the reason I share this one is it's a really good barometer of, particularly if you're a people pleaser or a perfectionist, and that's where your energy is getting zapped. So, for example, I use it all the time. Like, even if someone asks me to the movies, I'm kind of like, so my words are empowerment, connection, bravery, creativity, and advocacy. So even if I get invited to a movie, I'm kind of like, are my core values going to get met? And generally it's, the movies, that's what's in there. So yes, I would go. But there are times where I'm kind of like, I've been invited to that. Is that going to meet my core values? And I just find the more I've practiced this, been practicing this for a couple of years now, the more I actually can save some energy, and the more I can, now I've learned how to kind of tap into my inner knowing, but before I could do that, before I had that confidence, I could use those 5 words as my barometer of how I made decisions and save some of the energy. So that's our first one. So, and then once you get them, if you can put them up so that they're visual for you. So if I could turn my camera around, you'll see I've got just post-it notes all up along my wall of affirmations and goals and my values and things, so that I can remember them, so that I can visualize them and see them. So another way is also get just from the warehouse stationery is getting the chalk pens and writing that on your mirror as well. So I've always got stuff on my mirror. And you're always brushing your teeth, so it's just a way to do that. Great with kids as well, if you've got kids. So my kids have always got, I am enough, I am worthy, I matter, because they're generally the 3 things that when we do healing and dig into things, they're the 3 things that always comes out: worthiness, whether you matter, and whether you're enough. So that's a good little tip. Right, the next thing is grab a new piece of paper, and I want you to write an inventory of everything in your life that you're struggling with, or that you're tolerating, or that's annoying. And so I'll give you an example. One of my new sports shoes, the back of it is turned under, and so each time I put it on, it actually rubs on my heel, and so I'm tolerating it. I'm allowing it. I'm enabling it. So that's definitely going to be on my list. It could be things like it could be that your dog's nails need cutting, you can hear it on your wooden floor, whatever it is. So just write it could be that you've got scratchy sheets, or that you're paying your kids pocket money and they're not doing any of the jobs. So anything that's kind of you're tolerating. It might be a workplace thing where you're kind of like, oh well, it's not so bad, it'll do. So all those it'll do stuffs, if you do an inventory of that, I'm going to do it too, because I'm just keep thinking of things now because I'm giving you my examples. So first of all, just spend some time writing that list down. And it may be just things like, you're squeezing the last of the bottle of your shampoo out, rather than going, okay, it's empty. I'll get a new one. Or you know, the end of the toilet roll, and you're like, oh, that'll do. So it's all the things that you're kind of tolerating, or that you're struggling with. It may even be, you know, traffic. The traffic, you're putting up with traffic, and and then when you've got that list, next to each one, write down the things that you're going to make peace with, and then write down the things that you're going to change. I'm definitely changing the back of the shoe. Right, how's everyone going? So everyone's kind of got a bit of a core values list going. Yeah, and everyone's got a list that they've created, that a bit of an inventory of what's struggling or what they're tolerating in life, or we could call it a bucket list. No more. And everyone's put either whether they've made some peace with it or whether they're willing to change it. Is that kind of what everyone's got going? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And then the last thing that we're going to do tonight is, so we've got 2 more sessions, and it doesn't matter if you can make it or not, because I can send the recording. But just have a little think, just while we're going to have got this container for 3 weeks. Just think of something like a numbing device that you're using. So it could be sugar, or it could be you know, you might be finding that you're being more cynical, or it could be that you're using alcohol, or whatever it is, a vice that you're using that's you're using to numb out how you're feeling in life. So have a think about something, and let's just see if we can kind of make a little bit of a commitment for this container, to see if we can swap out that numbing vice for that 3-week period, and see if we can use something a little bit more helpful. So have a little think. I'll give some other examples. Shopping, Netflixing, social media. Actually, that's my one.
Same.
That's right. So I'm going to commit to not looking at my social media until lunchtime. Have everyone thought of something? Cool, awesome. Right, well that is our careful for tonight. So you've got some guidelines to find your values, and you can use those as a barometer. You've got a list of things that you're going to either make peace with or you're going to change. And as a collective, we've made a little commitment to see if we can drop one of our numbing devices for the next 3 weeks while we're in this container. Cool. So that's careful. So welcome carers, and I hope that I've been able to fill the tank up a little bit and give you just a little bit of an understanding of how I go about doing that. And so go well, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jackie.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Everybody.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you
Bye.
will. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.